Okay, so I will be asking questions on behalf of the media. Here
Mhm.
we have Trayvon Bromell, first place in the men's 100 meter. So can you just first start by talking about how your run went today and how you felt?
It was it was a heck of a race. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Definitely going in, I knew my competitors. I knew their strengths. I knew what they were capable of. I had to go into the race humble and understand that I can't get complacent and think that it's just up for grabs. I had to give every athlete in the field their respect, right? Understanding that they have a talent to go out there and run just like me. So once coming out the blocks, I just told myself like I know my legs are heavy. I know everybody else's legs are heavy. So just keep pushing, keep pushing. And once I stood up, I was just telling myself, knees up and just run through the line. Um, so it was an interesting race. Words still can't put it into play of what just happened, but it's a blessing. Like I said, I've been telling people all this year, it's God work. Um, I don't know how much more I have to tell people that for people to understand and believe, but like I say, I just have so much faith, and I know His plan is what it's going to be at the end of the day.
So we have a question from Ayako from Japanese Sports Magazine. They said, "Can you describe the feeling that you're back and running healthy and going to Olympics?"
Um, it's a marvelous feeling. As I was just telling one of the officials, everybody who know me, I know I'm a spiritual runner. I run for God. I run for Christ. He tells us in Scripture when things like this happen, you won't be surprised, right? So when I won, I was I was happy. I actually felt his presence in the midst of that run because I knew, like I told y'all in the last question, like going into the race, my legs were heavy. I was tired just like the other person was, and the next person was, and the other as all us athletes are today. Running these rounds, being one of the countries that has it hard getting through these rounds and trials. So just feeling his presence, being able to get me through that run, as well as Ronnie and Fred, it was a blessing, right? It was a crazy race, y'all. Like I don't know what to say, honestly.
How confident does it make you going into the Olympics, knowing that you just beat some of the fastest runners in the world?
Like I said, I feel with confidence sometimes comes complacency, and for me, I don't like to get complacent. Like for me, I'm still going to go home and train as if I'm not being talked about at all. That's just my humility. That's just who I am as a runner. Like I said, I'm always working. Anybody who knows my story, I come from the hood. Like nothing was easy for me. Everything was hard. So I have that, and I channel that every time that I step on the track. Every time I go to training, I feel like I have everything to lose, right? And I feel like I have nothing. So that's why my training and work ethic is the way it is, and why I race the way I race, because I look at it as I I want to be out of the position that I used to be in, and I want to forget 2016. I want to not think about what if I can't come back or run any faster. I think about these things. It's my motivation. God takes us through these trials, right, to build us into who we need to be, and I feel like He's still constantly building on me.
We have a question from Tyler Talkman from the Oregonian. He said, what when you went through tough days during your injuries, what kept you motivated?"
People around you, right? So understand nobody can do this on their own. And I know the world may get aggravated by me speaking about God, but who cares? At the end of the day, biblically or not biblically, you need good people around you. Period. Point blank. Jesus had 12 disciples. Jesus had many people who followed him. In this world, have you ever tell me somebody who's done it on their own, who went through mental destruction and got out of it on their own? Tell me who went to a job interview prepared by themselves. Like, no, you have somebody teach you things. You gain wisdom and knowledge from other people. You need people, right? So I'm just blessed to have a good circle around me, great people around me, friends, family, everything, mentors. Like you need someone, right? So understand that the only reason I was able to get out of my downfall and injury and everything in my life is because of the people around me.
We have a question from Doug Binder. He said, "A year ago, when there was almost nothing going on in track, what were you doing to keep yourself getting better and setting yourself up for this moment?"
Praying, working, being steadfast, acknowledging when there needs to be change. I feel like a lot of us, man, we get so complacent in who we are or who we're trying to be that we lose sight and lose focus of that work and that drive. For me, I'm constantly diving into the knowledge and understanding how I could be better, not only just as an athlete, but as a person, day in and day out. the better you are as a human, the better you'll be athletic wise, the better you'll be in the workforce and corporate America, anything, right? Just understanding that you have to acknowledge when change is needed.
And then we have a question from Ayako from the Japanese Sports Magazine about technical parts. Which part has been improved most since you were with Coach Reeder?
My finish. I feel like everybody knows me as being a great starter, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't think ever since indoors and the first Oregon meet, my start has been where I wanted to be, which should be, a big eye opener. Kudos to coach, right? So understanding that now I'm a lot stronger. Like as you all probably know, when I first came into the pro circuit and even in college, like everybody know, oh, he's the fast starter, he's the fast starter. Now we've been working so hard on the ending part. It's like, okay, he can finish. Like even if he's not out in front, he stays strong, he stays focused and poised. So that's what we've really been working on.
And then we have a question from Tom Shad from USA Today. What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself in the past 5 years since Rio?
The biggest thing I learned about myself, understanding that internally I'm not as strong. And it's understanding that I need people and I need my faith to be able to do what y'all seen today. Um, we're human. We break down easily. We're not we're not as strong as we think we are. And that's one thing I had to realize. I had to put my faith in something that was bigger than me. Um, that was stronger mentally and physically, right? So that's one thing I learned and I acknowledged that. And once I figured that out, then I got stronger. I'm gonna bring scripture in, like he say, hey, his power is efficient and sufficient in our weakness. When we feel weak, we lean on him. Period.
We have another question from Ayako from Japanese Sports Magazine. What kind of training helped you for better finish?
Say it again.
What kind of training helped you for the better finish?
Nah, I can't get that away. Can't get that away.
So I will wait to see if the media has any more questions. Oh, here we go. Another question from Ayako. In 2019, Noah Lyles told media he really wants to run 4x100 relay with you. Which leg would you like to pick?
It was funny. I was telling Ronnie, I was like, man, I'm running third leg. He got to go first. Anybody who really know me now, I grew up watching Tyson Gay on that third leg, and it always looked like a cool leg to me to run. And I felt like my whole life, like because of my start, I was always thrown on first leg. Like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with first leg. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of tired of running first leg.
So what's your plan between now and Tokyo?
Train, race, and just tune things up that I need to tune. Continue getting stronger, just figuring out the best race plan to get through the rounds.
And then we have another question from Todd Shad from USA Today. You talked about the strength of the field here at trials. What sort of message do you think you and the rest of these US guys in the 100 sent to the rest of the world over the past few days?
We got God. Even if anybody else do, we're boldly about to express this and exalt His name across the globe. And this is no attack to anybody else who believe in God, because I know people do. But I'm just letting people know today, His name will be heard. Y'all will see His works. His power will be seen across the globe. That's not a statement. That's a promise.
Then we have a question from Taylor Dutch. You've really honed in on your faith. What was the point? What was the point in the last few years where you realized you needed to lean on that?
2018. When I went down, 2016, I realized I didn't know what was going on. Like this freakish injury came out of nowhere. 2018, when I was really thinking, like, man, do I even want to live anymore? I was just like, what? I've done everything. I spent the money. I put in the work, like I always have. What resource am I not going to for this change, right? And then my mama, she was just like, "You ever try God?" I try God, and since me just giving myself and devoting myself and actually sticking to His laws and commandments in the Bible, things change. People can say, "Oh, that's cliche in sports." Hey, it's whatever for you. That's whatever for you to believe. At the end of the day, when I die, when y'all die, I don't get judged off of how y'all feel or what somebody thinks or believe. I get judged off my own life. Long as I'm sticking to the laws and commandments, loving others, being smart and being wise and doing what I need to do on this earth, how everybody else feel doesn't matter. So for me, I just had to lean on him and understand that, hey, if I want to be in his kingdom, I live by his word and I have to do what he tells me to do.
So here we go. We have another question from Ayako. To whom do you want to dedicate this victory?
Um, I dedicated obviously to God, right? So he's the reason I'm here. Outside of that, I can say my family, my friends, my late coach who passed away. I called her son Ashton right when I was still under the stadium, and let him know, like, man, Coach G was with me. Just letting him know, like, this is bigger than just myself. I had her name on my spikes. I had New Balance customize my spikes with her name on the front, because I wanted people to know, like, man, God sent her to be the blueprint to all this. She was my first coach. She coached me since I was a kid to 18 years old. Like, this race meant a lot, and it's not just because of me winning, but because of the people who invested into me.
We have another question from Ayako. How this win means you. This helps you to.
Just tell her to tweet me the other questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Tweet me the other questions.
So they said they will tweet. Okay, so I don't see any more questions. If you have any more questions, raise your hand. I think we only have time for maybe one more.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, I need to get some treatment or
All right,
something.
perfect. We'll wrap it up
Yeah.
right now. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
For sure. Thank you.